Have you ever wondered if it's possible to feel better at 65 than you did at 45? I did too, until something happened that changed everything. Let me tell you about Jane Fonda. At 86, she's still vibrant, sharp, and active, still dancing, still leading. Or think of Morgan Freeman, who turned 87 this year, yet his voice and presence remain timeless. And then there's me, not a celebrity, not famous, just someone who was tired waking up feeling half alive. What's their secret? What changed for me? Well, IT might be simpler than you think. And it all starts with something most of us take for granted. The morning. The day I knew something had to change. It began like any other day. The scent of fresh coffee, the early light coming through the curtains, and a chest that felt too heavy for just 7 a.m. Not a heart attack, not an illness, just a weight, an invisible weight that had been building for years. I sat at my kitchen table, coffee in hand, staring at the wall, not thinking, just numb. Then I caught my reflection in the glass door. My eyes looked tired, hollow, like I had been sleeping through my life with my eyes open. I walked to the bathroom, looked into the mirror, and for the first time in years, I really looked. Not to fix my hair, not to apply makeup, but to see who was staring back. And honestly, I didn't recognize her. That was the moment. I whispered myself, out loud like a prayer, if not now, when? The mistake I made for 20 years. For 2 decades, I started each day in a haze. Alarm, coffee, news, email, react. I thought productivity was the goal. I believed the faster I moved in the morning, the more in control I would feel. But all it did was feed my anxiety, my stress, my distance from myself. And yet I kept doing IT every single day. I never questioned it until that one morning, and I realized I wasn't living. I was just coping. I didn't need to change the world. I just needed to change my morning. The first thing I do now, every single morning. Now I wake up and stay still. No rush, no scrolling, no panic. I stay in bed. I put one hand on my chest, one on my belly, and I breathe 3 long, slow breaths. It seems insignificant, but in those 3 breaths, I feel alive. I remember I'm here. Some mornings I cry, not out of sadness, but because I'm finally feeling. After the breathing comes gratitude. Not a list, not a journal, just 3 simple things I'm thankful for. My warm blanket, the morning light on the wall, the fact that I'm alive to see another day, the shocking impact of water and light. Here's something I never expected to change my life. A glass of water. Nothing fancy, just room temperature water with a pinch of sea salt. And then I step outside. Yes, even in winter, even in the rain. 5 minutes. No phone, just sunlight or clouds, fresh air. And that small ritual did something big. It reset my mood. My digestion improved. I slept better. My mind felt less foggy. It turns out our bodies aren't just clocks. They're gardens. They need water and light. The five senses routine I created just for me. My favorite part of the morning is what I call my five senses check-in. Each morning, I nourish every sense. Nose smell, a drop of lavender oil on my wrists, sometimes peppermint, waving hand touch. I wrap myself in the quilt my mother sewed me years ago. Ear hearing, I play nature sounds or soft cello music. Eyesight, I look at a photo of my grandchildren or just watch light dance on the wall. Tongue taste, I drink my tea, slowly, like it's the most important thing I'll do that day. It's a simple practice, but it brings me home to myself. It reminds me that I am here, now. Movement, but make it loving. I used to think exercise meant sweating, pushing, enduring. But now I move to love my body, not to change it. Some days it's stretching in the sunlight. Some days it's a walk barefoot on the grass. Some days I just dance. Yes, dance. One morning, I put on a song I loved in my 30s, and I moved. Arms in the air, eyes closed. I felt free. I felt beautiful. I laughed, and then I cried, not from exhaustion, but from joy. The morning that changed everything. It was a Friday, 6 weeks into this new routine. I woke up before the alarm. No anxiety, no urgency, just stillness. I sat at my window with my tea, and for the first time in a long time, I smiled. IT wasn't for anyone. IT wasn't performance. It was peace. I looked outside and whispered, "Thank you." That morning didn't just begin my day. It began my life. Again, people noticed, and so did I. "You look different," my friend Lucy said. "Happier." My son said I laughed more. My doctor thought his blood pressure machine was broken. But what mattered most was that I noticed. I felt present. I felt calm. And most of all, I felt hope. At 65, I thought my best days were behind me. But I was wrong. It's never too late to begin. So if you've been feeling lost, exhausted, disconnected, I see you. You're not alone. And here's what I want to say. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to change everything. You just need to begin. Begin with stillness. Begin with a cup of tea. Begin with 3 breaths. The smallest changes can reawaken your life. I'm living proof of that. So if this story moved you, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need it today. Because sometimes the gentlest routines hold the most powerful healing.